behind
Perfect.
that wall.
Beautiful.
Boom.
I love it.
Nice little light neon. It's gonna be dope.
Indeed. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on a whim and just do this one.
She's got fire.
She's on fire. That's it.
You're right. Yeah, right. She's on fire.
Exactly the drop that you're talking about. Because we use that.
Damn, son, where'd you get
find
this? I'm telling you, I need these drops.
Okay. This one is just like the first, like it's the rough master.
Okay.
It's really just bass vocals. Nothing too crazy.
So we'll call this a teaser.
Yeah.
We'll call this a sneak peek. We got
because there is more to be added, for sure. Like a lot of these, except for, actually, a good majority of these, not the ones we're about to play, but some of them I still want to finish. Of course. Tweak a little bit. More. I'm a perfectionist, so. See,
look, don't let that perfectionist thing
I know.
do you in.
Right?
You feel me?
For the longest time, like, that's how I was.
I quit because it's like, oh, crap. I went from a studio space to like, what am I doing now? And then it was like, all right, I kind of like got uninspired. But then I found this spot, and then fucking Tabor. Tabor's going to be an issue for me because he's actually not even an issue. He's like an inspiration because what happened was he was like, he said, in a good way. He said, because he found out through Los that this was audio only. And he was like, hey, bro, like, is there any way possible we could do video? And before he said that, he goes, oh, man, I heard through Los. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately, it's audio only. And he sends me the squinty face emoji. I was like, oh.
Oh, I know exactly what emoji that one.
And I was like, all right, well, I do have a camera and a tripod, so I can make it work.
There we go, Jim.
And ever since then, I've just been doing it what I call Vlad style.
I love it.
And
I love it. It's great.
Actually, I love the flow of it because, like, we're focusing on this conversation. It's like they're peeking in and watching this conversation just with you being the focus of it.
I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine. It's like that one scene.
Yes.
That one scene. Yes. The proposal.
Oh, man. Okay. How much of a Marvel film head are you?
Oh, I want to say like too recently became a nerd, but like I've been a good Marvel fan for about like 4 years now. I've always been a Marvel fan, but I really started getting into the cinematic universe probably like 2-3 years ago, and I'm late. Nobody called me out on that, but I'm up to date.
She's up.
I'm up to date.
She's
with the
on
times.
it now, you guys. Don't even worry about all that. She's up on it. She's perfectly initiated into the universe. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I keep up with what's happening in the MCU. You know, I'm not out of the loop. So when I can hear myself.
Hey.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my ASMR on the Growing With Drewski Podcast.
Oh, I love this. I love organic and fun conversations. All right, you guys, you've heard us. A little bit of pre-podding here going on. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Growing With Drewski Podcast. This is season 4, episode 5. And you guys, this young lady here, I've seen perform twice.
Ooh.
At, Cheap Shot.
Yes.
And at Taverna.
Taverna, yeah.
I saw you at Jim Jam Volume 2.
Oh, wow.
I actually have footage of you performing.
Oh my God, the Jamila step.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, Drewski Media has that. It's on the page. Go to Drewski Media. It's on the page. Y'all find it down there, Jim Jam Volume 2.
Shout out.
Yeah, she's doing her thing. I've seen her perform. She's an awesome vocalist on her own. She is a supporting vocalist for the James.
Indeed.
And I'm going to let you say your name.
Okay.
Because I got Jazzy in there. The last name, I hate butchering last names, but this is her stage name. So I'm going to let her present herself.
Well, my name is Jazzy Caldente, like Caliente, but replace the L with the D. That's literally how you pronounce it.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm 22 years old. And I'm born and raised in Vegas, but I do have a lot of roots. I have a lot of roots in Hawaii. My family is from Hawaii. And I have been performing around Vegas for, I want to say, 15 years professionally.
What?
Yeah.
15 years?
15 years in the Valley, yeah.
You've been performing?
Yes.
15 years?
Yeah.
You look like you just got out of high school.
I'm weak. I'm so weak right now.
You look like you
That's
just
a compliment.
graduated.
We're
It
going to
is.
take that as a compliment.
You
yes.
look very young.
Thank you.
You don't look like you've got, too much skin in the game and being bruised up and beat up by these people.
No, not really. But I have had some trials and tribulations.
I mean, as we all have in our respective industries.
Of course. But yeah, I started taking vocal lessons around 7. And around the same time that I started taking vocal lessons, I performed at First Friday.
Okay.
And that was the start of me performing kind of professionally. And then I started making, as I was growing up, doing a lot of contests in Vegas. I made a lot of connections with a lot of people. By the graces of God, people have been, so generous as to let me up on stage to do some covers at the time, because I wasn't making, originals at anywhere between 7 to 12, and even 14, maybe we'll extend that. But yeah, I've had a really fair share of performing.
Dang.
So, and I've never really had stage fright. So that's it's the great part. I feel like.
Y'all, do y'all hear this? This is even before the intro music is started. We got a nice little introduction on this young lady here. Okay,
we'll
I'm loving
elaborate
it.
a little bit more, but
We'll get into. We're gonna take
rundown.
this nice little music break. It is from our brother, The Vision.
Hey.
His first episode back as a friend of the show. I told him I loved MTS Clear so much.
Hey, there
I
we go.
wanted it as my intro song to the podcast.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my brother, my dog, my bro, The Vision with MTS Clear.
No need to pretend. 30 years on this planet. I made more enemies than I make friends. So can you tell me why you believe them? They fucking heathens. And they just scheming on the low in the end. But you call him your partner. Who's causing them problems? He'll never solve, never there to defend.
Not me doing cameraman. Hold on. You're right.
Now all that shit you talking, nigga. Trust me, I really don't care. I don't care. It's probably best you keep it walking, nigga. Oh no, you cannot compare. You better look in the mirror. I keep my mind on money, nigga, and I always say for them boys over there, over there. I pray they gotta understand me, my nigga. If they don't, I'll make it clear. Yeah, I'll make it clear. Fucking all of my John, these niggas keep ringing my line. I ain't got no time to recline, so why would I even try? Fucking all of my John, these niggas ain't hitting my line. I ain't got no time to recline, so why would I even try? Hey, I'ma make it clear for you. Yeah, I'ma make it clear for you. And I'ma make it clear for you. Ay, I'ma make it clear for you. You can't walk up in these shoes, now you don't sit up in my chair. Always kept it 100, changing up fraudulence. I smell it in the air. Pillow talking here, hustling. I smell it when I see it, fraudulence in the air. See me keep on rocking my John. I ain't got no time to respond. I keep on calling my line. Why would I even try? Cut me fucking my John, and she keep on ringing my line. I ain't got no time to reply, so why would I even try? All that shit you talking, nigga. Trust me, I really don't care. I don't care. It's probably best you keep it walking, nigga. Oh no, you cannot compare. You better look in the mirror. I keep my mind on money, nigga. I say fuck them boys over there, over there. I pray they understand me, my nigga. And if they don't, I'll make it real clear. I'll make it real clear. Y'all niggas really want something for nothing, that's right. You sleeping during the day and sleep at night. Now all my niggas got a green thumb. They either blowing flowers or counting them dollars, and that means some. I be on the countryside, I be trying to get away. Ain't try to catch me outside, yeah, I came to play. Go ahead and play around. Loyalty and honesty is what the fuck you stay around. it scares me when your planes, they start to shut up. Then take a peek, you can't be blind, make me fucking wonder. And as you paint your pain through that window pane, it starts to crack from the lightning and the thunder. It's probably Monopoly, that's the way it gotta be. Claim to be the bomb like a Saudi bee. No shade, trust me when I say how they look at me the same way. I'ma probably be the next one that they target. All that shit you talking, nigga, trust me, I really don't care. I don't care. It's probably best you keep it walking, nigga. Oh no, you cannot compare. You better look in the mirror. I keep my mind on money, nigga, and I always say for the boys over there, over there. I pray they gotta understand me, my nigga. If they don't, I'll make it clear. Yeah, I'll make it clear.
Yeah. Man, y'all know who that was, man. That's my brother. My dog. The one, the only, the vision with MTS Clear.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Shout out to the
Hey.
vision.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Hey. Man.
This is so dope.
Welcome back, y'all. And Jazzy.
Hi.
I'm about to deep dive into you, my
I'm ready.
friend.
I'm ready.
Because
Here we go.
so the before the music. 15 years
Indeed.
in this game.
Yeah.
And you telling me that like I'm just now getting buzz on the street? Like what's cracking?
To be fair, I blame that on my age. I really do.
Okay.
I was pretty active in the community and just doing like a lot of like festivals and contests and up until probably COVID when everything stopped. And yeah, by the time like COVID was just finishing or just starting to like really get back to normal, I was I had just graduated from high school. So COVID happened when I was a senior.
Damn.
Yeah. And then
Were you one of the COVID graduations?
I was one of them.
That's so lame, man. I feel for y'all.
If you ask anybody that was like graduating in 2020, guaranteed somebody is going to say that, oh yeah, like even though that it's past, like you might still be a little bit.
You a little
like,
salty
salty?
that you did a real graduation.
Like I'm about to go in, like my brother's a senior this year.
and you about to go and
I'm watch him
UNLV
walk.
and you're going to watch him walk.
And I'm gonna be like, oh my God, yeah, this is great.
I
Still wish I
never
had mine
got
though.
this
Like,
experience.
I wonder what this is like.
Yeah, that's garbage as hell.
I mean, nothing beats a high school graduation, I feel like, when you're in the moment. But I ended up, kind of getting not rewarded, but it ended up following through later when I graduated from college.
Okay.
In 2022. So up until that point, still mid-COVID, still getting back to normal. And I think I was like 18 or 19 at the time. No, actually 19 or 20. There weren't a lot of like opportunities to be performing from like age ranges of like 18 to like 20.
Right, because there's
21
nowhere
is-
to
yeah, there's-
perform at that age.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere.
And
You
if
got to
there
be
is,
old
like,
enough to get into the club or you're performing at the library.
Yeah, for real. Or it's like you have to be snuck into venues and then you have to dip right after your set.
Yeah, like the homie pulled you up, you did your thing, and then you were out.
You
of
have
there.
to be out of there.
Like
yeah.
ran out.
Exactly. And so
That's some back in the
that's
day
where I
type shit,
was for a majority of the time. If any of y'all were wondering, it's the age.
She was behind the stage. She jumped on. She
Yeah.
sang and she left.
I was like, when y'all need me, call me. But yeah, then I was kind of making waves a little bit when 1920, because last Friday, shout out to last Friday, who like the crew does a whole bunch of open mics, and they were doing a bunch of open mics.
Doesn't last Friday
of the month.
also do an interview panel as well?
Sometimes they do, yeah.
Okay.
In the beginning of their events, they'll usually host like a panel of special guests that are of the industry.
Right.
You get to ask questions. You get to inquire about, things.
That's another one, like Division, when he is performing as Foster the Vision, the film extraordinaire. I did some BTS for him because he was on one of the panels.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very familiar with the platform.
Yeah. That platform really was what kind of sprung everything up for me. One of the co-founders, kid named Cam, I actually went to high school with. Like, we were high school friends, and we really were adamant on making sure, we wish that there were places that, could kind of house things for us, in high school. And then he ended up coming out with Last Friday with Blake, and Moment, and, just everybody from that house.
Right.
And he was like, before this blows up, you should come through, because it might just look like one of the biggest things,
Right.
And I was like,
It's
yeah,
booming.
of course, yeah. So I went when they were at Art House, and that's when I kind of started getting my foot in the door with that, letting people know that I was making music. And it was 18 and up at the time.
Right.
So it was a great platform for me to be able to get my foot wet and to have these people know who I am. And then unfortunately, at a certain point in time, there just came where they turned 21 and up. And at this time, I was 20. And I was 19, 20, I was like, no, I have to wait 2 more years or a year to get back.
Are you kidding me? I got to wait a year for this?
Yeah. And so, in that time, I was just like, okay, you know what? We're just going to take this time to work on things. So that way, when I do come back and I am legal enough to be in these places, people I can start hitting up people, or I can start taking, invites to certain performances and be like, yes, I'm available.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened, when I turned 21. My first performance when I was 21 was at Taverna Costera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? We about to rewind.
Oh.
I'm going to ask you some questions here about what got you into music.
Okay.
Because you've laid out this long history.
Yes.
But where did it come from, Jazzy? Was there a family influence? Was it just you going, I want to do this from a little kid? Did somebody put an instrument in your hand? What was the influence, and was it family-based?
Honestly, yeah, really, really family-based. My parents, we were talking about this earlier, but my parents have a background history of dance in Hawaii.
They know a lot of the people that inspired us to do our thing.
Really,
when we were young
pioneers of dance,
right,
in their own respective genres.
If you know some of the most popular breaking movies, there's one, and I think I just said the title in what I'm talking about right now, so I'm not even gonna tell y'all again. But if y'all know, some of the most iconic b-boys.
Iconic.
Legendary, mind-blowing. Some of the first we seen was what is this?
Yeah.
Those
really
are the people
giving
that
a spotlight to breaking.
Those are the people that we talking about right now. And to see that lineage is built into your tree here, I'm intrigued to know. So continue, please.
So parents were dancers. Really, my father was a boogaloo, popping, locking individual. And so he was just kind of bouncing around. Them and my mom, all that stuff. They still really had this affinity for really, really good music.
Right.
And so when I was growing up, a whole lot of music that was played around the house was oldies but goodies, and oldies hip hop, and really, really good R&B.
Okay.
I was spoiled to that extent, to where I was able to have.
You got some of the greatest R&B era playing in your house?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Nice.
I think my dad was just playing Fantasy by Earth, Wind, and Fire yesterday downstairs. So really, foundational based, I would say, for me, was that type of music. And then growing up, I was really into like as a kid, you know, watching Disney Channel and all that.
Right.
I was really obsessed with like a lot of the Disney original like movies, and more so the movie soundtracks.
Really?
Yeah, because I would be singing High School Musical, like on the karaoke machine all the time.
What?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's really like that movie, I guess, was really the pinnacle for me to be like, oh my God, like I kind of want to do singing.
High School Musical.
Yeah,
Get
at
the
like
fuck
5 or
outta
6, it made me want to do things like singing and acting.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be corny. I'm gonna admit it, y'all. Yes, Drumline inspired me.
Nick Cannon.
Well, it was. You know what it was?
Uh-huh.
It was being in Vegas
Mm-hmm.
and seeing what an HBCU marching band was, like the groundwork of it. Because I was already a saxophone player who was in the marching band.
Right.
And then from my sophomore year on, I was a drum major. But West Coast style drum majors are military style drum majors. So we're
Right.
just conductors.
At that point, yeah.
Whereas you see Southern, Grambling,
It's just that.
Florida, Atlanta's Tech. You see that drum major get out there and start dancing. The color guard is out there.
Yeah.
Then
And
the
they kill it.
band members are doing the same dance, and I was like, I want to bring that to Vegas so bad.
Yeah.
So like when I
Need more of
saw
that.
Drumline, it was like it kind of, and I still have this dream to this day, to bring one of these type programs to Vegas.
I think it'd be great.
because
I think
it'll
so
switch it up.
implementative.
Switch it up. Like
Yeah.
now, imagine like we got a HBCU style show here, right? But then you pull some Tommy the Clown type choreography. in there.
Listen.
How nasty work would that be? Come on now, they already beat us to it. Kendrick
They-
Lamar got
I
they not
literally
like
just-
us.
What's the password?
Man, Ozzy Dabby. Like
It's like, stop playing with Tommy the Clown.
I was like,
Wait,
man,
Kendrick beat us
beat all
But
of it.
he
Like,
beat it.
Beat to it.
to it.
And then Joe Budden predicted it. He said when this dropped, he was like, "Y'all lucky it's not HBCU band season because they're about to.
They
snap."
are about to eat the arrangements up.
Have you heard any of them?
Yes. I also heard that jazz club one up in Harlem. It was so good.
I'm like, Kendrick, I don't know what you did, but you created something that is just magical. But hearing it in band sound,
Yeah.
I was like,
That's why I love live bands so much.
me too.
Like, it just enhances the track as it already is. Oh my God.
It
And
makes things sound so much better.
fuller even, you know? It's
That analog
great.
sound is different. Very,
Indeed.
very different. Man, I love that we both love.
Yes.
Love it.
Ugh,
So
love it here.
the family influence is like super awesome. They were playing good music around you or anything like that. Who discovered you had this vocal talent that you could work these vocal cords out? What were you singing one day and somebody turned around and said, "Is that you?"
Again, I'll probably say my parents. Being Filipino, and my family being from Hawaii and Philippines mainly.
Oh, y'all had a karaoke machine in the house with a bottle of Remy right by it. What you talking about?
More like tequila, but yeah,
Tequila? You the first Filipino household I heard tequila at.
we do carry tequila.
What?
Yeah,
Every Filipino household I know is Remy.
it's either Remy or Hennessy,
Y'all black people little motherfucker, right?
and like, listen, you give me a bottle of Hennessy, I'm gonna be like, I'll good off 2 shots, and you give me a bottle of Douce. I feel like
That
that's the more
Douce.
extra version of that Henny. Anyways, we're getting off track with
We
that.
are. We're having too much fun over here, y'all.
We're vibing. Yes, my
Good
parents.
vibes.
They were the ones that really discovered that I could not only carry a tune, but that I could like stay on key, like proficiently.
Okay.
And so at like, I think this was like 5 when they first found out that I could like carry a tune.
Okay.
And then it started really developing. And then around the time that I was going back and forth from LA to Vegas, because I wasn't a singer first, I was an actress first.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
that same time that I stopped going to LA for these Pro Scout auditions and these casting calls, that's when my parents put me in vocal lessons. And so I think it's around the same year, I want to say. So the time that I stopped and the time that I started doing vocal lessons and the time that I started professionally performing around Vegas were all in the same year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just bang, bang, bang.
Pretty
bang.
much, yeah. I feel like I think I was
A
going...
lot of big strides, so it's all in that same time frame.
Yeah, and my parents were the ones that were like, okay, this is completely up to you. Like, do you want to move to LA? You know, it's a big question to ask a kid, right?
Yeah.
Such a big question to ask a kid. But, like, the question was, do you want to move to LA? You know, keep pursuing, like, being an actress? Or do you want to stay in Vegas and, you know, see what you can find out here and not move?
Oh, wow. So you had full support from the folks.
Yeah, my parents have always had my back for as long as I can remember. They learned how to work and maneuver the business like when I was 5 or 6, for just so that way I knew, or for them, for their knowledge,
right?
To look out for me.
Paid, contracts.
Yeah, and
they're not
my
trying
mom
to...
had a huge book on how to like navigate the business if you have like a child actor or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
They was really invested.
They were super invested.
That's what's up.
And so when they gave me that question, I was like, you know what? I want to stay in Vegas. I want to grow up normal. I don't
want to be a child star mommy.
More like, I think I was just at the time, like me still loving Vegas and being born and raised in Vegas and knowing a whole bunch of people at the time. I was just like, I don't really want to move and like make new friends like that. So if I have an option to stay, like I'll keep it. And at the time, my parents were already employed with full-time jobs. So I was just like, I don't want you guys to have to go through all that hassle, you know? So we're just going to stay here. I'm going to go to school here. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. And yeah, that same time they put me in vocal lessons. And I was doing vocal lessons ever since and singing ever since. So
how soon after the vocal lessons did you find yourself recording your first song?
Ooh, like, I feel like there's like 2 answers for this.
Oh.
First officially recording.
Okay.
I would probably say like 11 or 12. Stepped into a recording studio for the first time and recorded a song. I think it was with Leon Patillo, the former lead singer of Santana. And yeah, so that was probably the first time I stepped into a recording studio. And then actually recording a song of my own, probably like, I mean, it's house recording, you know, the house studios.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Put a mic up and you just do your thing.
Yeah, 15 or 16 is when I really started like writing my own stuff and recording my own stuff.
Here we go. So from ground point on, 15, 16, you're finding yourself as an individual artist. Who are the artists that are inspiring you at this time?
Ooh, right now, a lot of women in R&B. Like currently right now.
Okay.
Like Ray is really good. She's a singer-songwriter out from, I think, London.
Okay.
But she's independent, and her story as to how she became independent was great and so inspiring to me. And the way that she writes, too, is just amazing. I want to be able to pen and feel like I'm rapping sometimes, but also like sultry singing at the same time, and that's what she does.
Okay.
Kehlani is another one.
Kehlani's awesome.
Huge. Kehlani inspired. I've been listening to her ever since like Cloud 19, You Should Be Here days. And who else? Her is amazing. I've gotten the chance to like work with her on a certain level at like 17. So, and her music at the time was really inspiring to me. And I just love the way like she creates her melodies.
Her. H-E-R. Period.
Yes.
E period.
Yes.
R period.
Yes.
And then you said at 17.
Mm-hmm. 17, 18, I think.
It's like 8 years removed from this
Right.
current time point today. People, if you
I know, we're time jumping.
If you're listening to like,
I know, we're going everywhere.
whoa,
I'm taking you for a trip.
whoa.
So many things.
Her.
Yeah. You asked to be current, so
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
I have to mention her because like not only have I listened to her music and I'm inspired by her, but I've worked with her.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, we got legends in the building here in
Oh.
Vegas. We got legends in the building here in Vegas, and y'all
man.
keep sleeping on these people, man. So look, I'm gonna give y'all something to listen to.
Hey,
We gonna warm it up a little bit. We
You know.
gonna give y'all some sauce.
give him a little
Because
sprinkle.
now, because I've seen this young lady host.
You have?
Yeah, I've seen you introduce
Oh.
the bands and everything like that. Do your
Oh.
thing. You got a little comedy chops on you. You know what I'm talking about?
Thanks.
She knows how to tell a joke, keep the crowd entertained. You know
Like
what
to
I'm
keep it
talking
real
about?
in, you know?
And then she got introduced and she sang and did her own thing. We are gonna get into one of her songs though. I'm gonna let you introduce this first one,
Yeah,
Crave.
indeed.
Tell us
So,
about this.
This song I wrote probably like 2-3 years ago, and it was sitting in the vault for a hot minute, and then I just decided, you know, after the rewrites that I was doing and all of that, that it was finally decided it was just time for it to be out. I was tired of sitting on it. But this is the newest single that I've just released back in May. And yeah, it's called Crave. Hope you guys like it.
That is, y'all, we're gonna get into Crave.
Finally taking off from the night shift. Tired of working hard on the same thing, don't quit. The night's only as young as you make it. Picking up my phone when you call, couldn't resist. Intuition's calling out to me, grab my keys and go. When it comes to you, I know I'm needed most. Yeah, night out on the street, top down as we speak. What you want is on me. Never want you to leave. You stay on my mind, and I'm just trying to pass time with you. Pushing 80, just say you're ready to let the night fly by. Ain't nothing like the way you want me. I'm living for the way you love me. I'm loving all the ways you love me. I'm hoping that you come show me. Yeah, nothing like the way you want me. I'm living for the way you love me. I'm loving all the ways you love me. I'm hoping that you come show me. Yeah, come show me what you're all about. I crave you better with you than without. This tension cuts like a knife. You're attentive, that's what I like. Undivided, spark ignited, I can't deny it. Shifting gears, colors flying. Eyes open, I see you trying to reach me. Diving deep, you got me drowning in your mystique. Got a smile just like the stars, you know it makes me weak. Got me learning all the languages of love you speak. When we deep in conversation, energies exchanging, tuning into every word you're saying. Swear that I'm not playing. Night out on the street, top down as we speak. What you want is on me. Never want you to leave. You stay on my mind, and I'm not trying to waste time with you. When you're ready, just say you're ready. Let's take it to the sky. Ain't nothing like the
Why you kill us like that? Oh my God. You guys, if y'all only seen it, that was Crave by Miss Jazzy. Oh my God. What? I love that all my friends make super dope music and we get to premiere it this season on the Growing With Drewski Podcast. Because that shit was a fucking banger.
Thank you. Oh my God.
That was a bop.
Thank you.
I know you saw me.
Yeah,
now,
we were doing the same thing. We was out here just,
grooving. It was a straight groove. That was another one that's going into the barbecue playlist.
Oh my God. The cookout playlist.
That's the cookout playlist.
Hey.
That's when the food's done or almost done. You're trying to slow it down. You're trying to get the kids settled in. And then that one song come on and Aunt gonna grab Auntie and we finna two-step.
Yeah.
We finna two-step on this dance
floor. That's what that's for. A little summer vibe.
That was a bop.
Thank you.
I love that.
I appreciate that.
I love that all my friends make super dope music.
We appreciate you.
Man. So everybody, when does this drop? Because this was a premiere.
Oh, no, this one's out, actually.
This one's out?
Yeah, this is the one that's out.
This is out. So everybody, she's going to tell y'all where to find it.
All DSPs, all streaming platforms. This dropped in May. May 17th was the drop date. And anywhere that y'all listen, you guys can go and find it. It's out everywhere now.
Man, that's a bop, yo.
Thank you.
I'm surprised that's not like... Who isn't spinning this? Like, for real, why wasn't I didn't hear this on the radio during the summertime?
I mean, to be fair, I think
bullshit.
No, I mean the only place that was really playing it was my place, HB Radio, before it released, and then when it was released, it was in rotation for a little bit.
Okay, we need to get that. We need to put another campaign behind that one.
Yeah,
we do. We need to hear that next year, summertime barbecues, kickbacks.
It's coming back. It returns.
Yeah, that's a seasonal bop.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
I think when I released it, I kind of catered it towards that. Like when I was releasing it, I was like, this is y'all new favorite summer bop.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And you did your thing.
Thank you.
It gives me Kehlani with I could see Hitmaker on the beat.
Wow.
With that one.
That's
I can
honor.
see that one feels more of a I can see a few producers behind that one, but I really see that pairing like in that kind of
that
in
one
the world.
Is actually produced by one of our gyms. This
one of the gyms.
Yeah, this was by our guitar player, Mad Matt.
Hey, shout out.
Shout out Mad Matt.
Man, great production.
Yeah, I mean, when he sent me this track and I was just like, yo, this is sick.
That's the one.
I think we had worked on it like in person and then he had finished it. I totally forgot how the writing process went. It's a little bit of a blur because it was so spaced out when I was writing it.
Okay.
In the terms of finishing it. But yeah, that's who made the beat. Shout out to
y'all got a
Jimi
bop.
Hendrix.
So Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you are playing music, please look this up. Mm-hmm. It's a bop. Add it to your favorites and keep this in rotation because, man, you're listening to a talented artist.
Thank you.
And we are going to continue diving into her story here. She's worked with legends. She's worked with everybody. But her getting to the studio, we've got her, recording her first couple of songs here. When did you figure out, like, okay, like I want to put together like a collection of work and kind of present myself to the world? Like, I want to jump off the porch and not just keep this in my laptop.
I was getting the usual like, oh, you should write originals like at a very young age, while I was doing all this performing in the Valley. But when I was probably like a freshman or sophomore in high school was when I started really being like, okay, well, I really need to write some songs.
Okay.
And there is this like a really, really good friend of mine who I've known since like 2012. And he's a local artist here in Vegas as well. His name is Joey Maselli.
Okay.
He was at the time like 2 years older than me. in a different grade, but we've known each other since we were young. And so at the time, he was like releasing his own projects. I think at this time, he was releasing his sophomore album.
Okay.
And so in the midst of, it was his sophomore or junior album. And I was like, oh my God, like I would love to, you know, write a song, because we had done performances together up at this point. And he came to me at lunch one day and he was just like, so I know you said that you wanted to write your own originals and you wanted to write with me, like on one, but I have a better proposition for you. What if we made an EP together? And so that was kind of the catalyst and the catapult for me being able to write my own body of music, because Joey was just so gracious enough to be like, yeah, you're talented. And I know that you're talented, but I know that you also need and want original work. I want to work with you, you know, to kind of hone in on these skills.
Okay.
As a songwriter and as a recording artist, because he had already had so many accomplishments for him being in the studio. And the fact that he just wanted to help me it helped. Like, he helped me become like he was one of the people that helped me become the songwriter that I am.
That's dope.
Yeah. So
That's
we released a EP called Illusions together in 2018. But we were working on it for, I think, a good year or maybe 6 months.
Okay.
And yeah, that's out on all streaming platforms now still. I released that when I was 16.
Bet.
Yeah.
Okay, see, y'all, we got some research to do. We got some homeworks.
Yes.
Do your Googles.
Indeed.
Do your Googles. It sounds like we got
research.
a plethora of music to listen to from you.
Just a little bit.
Just
Not
a
too
little
much, but you know, we have content out there for the people.
Man. So when I got introduced to you, I get a call from my bro, and he's like, bruh, I need you to film something. I need you to come up. You know, Foster is going to be there, this and that, but I really need you to get some of this. I was like, hey, I bet. And that was a call. I got a call from Los.
I knew it. I was like,
Got a call
he
from
had
Los.
mentioned someone, like, he was bringing somebody in to do some video work. And yeah, so I was like, oh, like, that's cool. Like, who can it be? And then I was like, oh, wait. It's gotta be
And
Drew.
then it's the black guy who doesn't talk to anybody and looks like a security officer with a camera.
Hey, now, I didn't say none of that. Those were not the words that came out my mouth.
She did not describe me like that. I described myself as such. But nah, so he brought me in and this and that was my first time seeing you perform.
Really?
And
Like, fully perform.
yeah, like do your own thing
Oh,
up on
thanks.
there. And you killed it up there.
Thank you so much.
You brought Los up for our song. And that was dope. And I've got to see a little bit of this journey that you've had since then. And it's been amazing to see that somebody that's this talented in the city we have grow. Even in this little short amount of time, like I've seen a few different assets of you. Like, you're a good host.
Oh, thanks.
You can introduce others. It's not just all about you. You know what I'm saying? You know how to share the love for the
Exactly. It's never about me. Like, even when it is, it's never about me. That's what I try to keep my humility to, like a good kind
Right.
of, like, I take pride in what I do, and obviously, like, I'm good at what I do because I worked so hard and put in, you know, dedication and passion and time. But when I'm out there, sometimes it's like not even about me. Like, I'm really out there supporting all my homies.
all the homies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, like, cool if I get to sing like a set, but I'm really here for these people.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
When did you find yourself in collaboration with these local artists we have, that you're part of this awesome, super dope group filled of like just individual artists that came together called the James? When did that happen?
I'm the last person.
You were
that,
the last James.
uh,
You're the
really,
last
like,
Jim in the James.
Well, not like last, but like the last person to be added, I guess.
Okay.
And it's cool because they call me the first lady of the James, which is nice.
Super
Has
dope.
a nice ring to it. But
It
I
is.
joined the James probably around April or May of this year.
Okay.
But I've been following the guys for like a hot minute.
Okay. Now, have you worked with any of them before? Any of this, like
had-
with songwriting or anything like that?
I had worked with our guitarist
Okay.
before I went and really started working with, Los and Tabor and G, and the rest of the guys. I think the first like real collaborative thing that I have though with like the main 3 gyms, it was probably made in that same time, April or May.
Damn, girl.
Yeah.
You just get in there and you start working.
I just came to them and this was post like Gym Jam Volume 2. And I
Oh,
was
so
just-
this is after I saw you on stage.
literally after that show, we had another performance in May. I think that was our Moonlight one.
Yep.
In that time span between Gym Jam Volume 2 and Moonlight Karaoke, I think that was when I got added to the James.
Dope.
Yeah, but I was doing a lot of like editing stuff just on my own time, because I gathered a whole bunch of content from Gym Jam Volume 2, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just make like jump cuts and like edits and
Right.
different point of views and whatnot. I'll put it in a reel. But I was doing it and sending it also to them, and Los was the one that was like, dude, like you could be really beneficial to the James, not only because like you're taking initiative and you have that drive and that passion and we see it and you're on the same like wavelength as us, but like you can provide background vocals for one, and then the editing side too, because Los and sometimes a bit of Tabor, I think, will do a lot of the editing majority of the time.
Yeah.
But with another hand on,
It
editing,
helps.
It helps a lot.
It helps.
And we were just gathering a whole bunch of content, and I was just taking the content and just editing it on my own time, and that's really kind of the catalyst for what happened. And
So your
now-
content creator side was your plug into the gym.
just a little bit, it wasn't like, oh, let me get into the James,
But it was just like
It was
hey,
just-
this is natural.
Yeah, be like, this is a
I
real
love
life
that you're doing your thing, helping us out.
Yeah.
Why don't we help each other out? And
Exactly.
come on in.
And I know the only time that they really did background vocals was when Tabor and Los would be on stage doing the thing with each other. Doing
when they
what
do their back and forths.
Right. They do their duo thing. Yeah. But
Yeah.
To add background vocals to a already live band, I think it kind of
It adds a feel.
it does. And
It adds a feel.
and it helps to fill in those spaces. And so when they have breaks, it's like I'm beneficial in that.
Background vocals, hooks, choruses, and stuff like that, like can really make or break a song.
Yeah.
Like you said, it can feel empty
Yeah.
without something there. Sometimes you're like, there's something. This song could be dope. It's just missing some filler.
Yeah. Like it needs a little like oomph, like a little something.
Yeah, and sometimes those background vocals can do that.
Yeah.
So
And they'll
that's a
make
dope
your
talent.
vocals like float. So that way you're just like, you're like kind of throwing it out there when and to be fair, like studio recordings and live band recordings are always going to be different, or live shows.
Yeah.
And so I feel like when you still have that background aspect, like in a live band setting, I think it just enhances it a little bit more. So I'm glad that I can add that, for the fellas.
What do you like doing more, performing doing in studio work, or do you like performing live?
Don't make me choose. Honestly, I mean, okay, I'm gonna have to be biased. I'm gonna have to go with like performing live.
Performing?
Yeah, like as much as I love being in a studio and like getting the chance to really get down to the nitty gritty and like really, put that work in, I also love the feeling of being on stage and being able to not only perform my music for people, but if I'm performing with a live band, like that just makes the that makes the experience and the set even more incredible for me because I only recently started doing that.
Okay.
With a live band.
Also, you just now getting to feel that energy.
Yeah, right.
Of
and
a
it's
horn
like,
section behind you.
Right. And it's like the last time that I did that was when I was younger. And it was always kind of just like a dream of mine, like to have, perform with a band or to have people to call on. And so when Gym Jam happened, I was just like, oh, this is great.
Like, this is perfect. Yeah.
And so it's like now I understand like how to work and navigate between just regular tracks and working with people in a band. It's just an amazing experience for me. I feel like when I'm live.
So in your developmental process as a musician, going through all these experiences that you've gone through, how do you feel that your development has grown to this point? I mean, you've been working since you were young. So looking back at some of your earlier stuff compared to where you're at now.
I want to say that the writing is really, I think, the biggest thing that's kind of changed in growth.
Okay.
When I write, it's really like, I like to tell stories from personal experience, but I don't like to give too much away. I'd rather leave you with the feeling instead of knowing what the full story was.
More of a, you can make it a relatable song.
Right. Because I know if it's an outlet for me, like other people are going to need that too, or need to hear something like that. So the writing is really the biggest thing that has changed. And I've taken a lot more risks in my writing. I started writing verses a whole lot more.
Okay. Now, when you say you're taking a risk, are we becoming more vulnerable in the music?
Yes. And also like just trying out new things.
Okay.
Like I have, one of the songs that I had sent you has a 16 verse on it, where it's just me rapping. Like,
ooh, I hope that's the next one we're about to get into. That's
the next two are unreleased, so
Ooh, unreleased music. And see, look, that's a great segue because she's over here talking about she rapping.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I think that's just the biggest thing that's really changed is just the risk in the writing. And that's just due to working and collaborating with so many artists in the Bay. And like, that's why I love collaborations, because I get to grow while working with artists, and like I get to see how other people work.
Right.
So that way it's like I can implement that, for me, and being like, oh, maybe I can do things differently. Or maybe, I've never done this before. I can just, go ahead and throw a 16, but it needs to be decent.
Right. But it gives you more to work with.
Yeah.
Now you're creatively opening your mind to newer things. Like, okay, maybe I can try out this.
Yeah, exactly. And I never
maybe
thought
we can
I
do
would.
that.
Yeah. It's like I didn't think it would be possible for me to be doing something like that at, when I first started. But now I feel like I'm in a more comfortable position to be trying more things and being more accepted to wanting to do more things differently.
That's what's up. So this next one that we're about to get into, part of this new development and growth here.
Whoa.
This song is called Patient.
It is.
And tell us a little bit about this before we get into it.
So Patient is a song that I had written probably like earlier this year. I was kind of, I was kind of going through things.
Okay.
As one does in life.
Right. Life was lifing.
Life was lifing and life was changing. And so this song really came from a place of, you know what, I'm just gonna, like if I'm at a point in time where if I'm with somebody and it's like, oh, I've gone through shit at this point. It's like, yeah, I still want to, move things forward, but you got to be patient with me, because it's like I'm still navigating like my way through what I went through.
I'm still healing.
Yeah. And this was like, I was in my first relationship and then I got out of it. And then this was one of the songs that came from it. I made a lot of music in that time of me being separated and being to myself.
Boy, don't everybody make some relationship music?
Listen,
Relationships.
heartbreak don't need to be the catalyst all the time. But you know what? Sometimes it is.
Why is heartbreak such a catalyst for great music?
And sometimes you gotta get your heart broke to make some good music. Like, like all my fellow artists be knowing. You go through something and you're like, oh my God, I'm unwell, but like, this is gonna be the best time of my life. I'm gonna make the best music ever.
You see, like the homie said, he was like, after he came back from his storm, he comes back home and he was like, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to make good music because I'm kind of in this healed phase right now.
Yeah.
But now he's creating all these rock bops.
They're
I'm like,
sick.
And I'm like,
they're so good.
I'm like, bro,
Dude.
like, okay. Funny story real quick before we get into this next song.
Yeah.
We were playing, he played me the rough for MTS Clear. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there listening to it. Kind of like, I'm his baby A&R.
Okay.
He'll send me songs and I'll listen to them, but like, nah, that's trash.
Real.
Like,
Real friend, a real
too
homie.
many ad libs. Turn off this fucking auto tune.
Yeah. What is this?
Like, for the longest time, I would tell him, turn off the fucking auto tune. I want to hear you. I want to hear you. I want to hear you. And then he dropped MTS Clear on me, and I was like, you did it
on that one. He's singing.
And just getting into that process and hearing that was super dope from him. But he was like right at this point now where he's like, I don't know if this is gonna be it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, bro, this is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one.
You kind of feel that way, like in certain points in times, because it's like you make a certain amount of music and it's like you release it, be like, I don't know if anything can top this right now. Like,
especially when you're in this phase of like, okay, I just broke up and I made all this music and this and that. And now you're healed and you're like, I'm in the studio and I don't know what to write about because I'm like healthy.
No, for real. Like
like how do you operate through that?
I'll walk you through it. I sit in my room.
Okay, you're right.
I sit in my room and I listen to it on the speaker and I still write with a notebook and a pad.
Really?
Yeah, a pen and pad. And I'll just be like sitting there, like just listening to it over and over again and be like, what do I write about besides, like being done dirty? Oh, I know, being in love.
Yeah, I mean, that'll work.
Yeah, that's like, it's either or sometimes. And it's like, you have good little like things in the middle, but I feel like it's either heartbreak or healed. You know what I mean?
So with Patient, this one is a little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, a little bit. And it was just me kind of like laying it out there because I was just like at a point where I was like, I need patience, and it's like I want to be able to love people through what I'm going through. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to let her express herself musically with Patient.
They say love's a waiting game to play. I say, what's some sunshine without a little rain? Taking my time, I can't afford to waste this. Promise I'm just being patient. All I ask is for your patience. Cocoa butter kisses from you start to reemerge. Double back to brown sugar and lavender feelings. Nothing to maybe when I could be a lady. Nothing even matters anymore when we're far past blood lines. This is where I'm waiting for a sign. Say we're ready, it's time. I don't fight that feeling when it's right anymore. If we don't cut down to the chase, what's it all for? past it. This back and forth clashing gon' make or break us before we start. And the more that I try to fill the void and empty spaces, I realize my chance, the only thing that's gated spacious. It ain't right for me to shoot us down right where we lay. It ain't your fault I brought home baggage with a tag without your name. At times I think I'm only good enough for these lyrics. The static seeming weakest when I need interference. And I know these words have been the type to fail me, though not many listen, thinking it's a product of the weight of my feelings. Or maybe not many can bear the thought I have in a way. If it's meant to be, I think that we should leave it to fate. So this is a message for the lovers, pay no mind of dynamics. As long as you picking flowers, it's my bouquets that you hand them. I keep my focus steady on my pen and these dreams, and I work towards inner healing. I know you could grow with me. They say love's a waiting game to play. I'll say what's some sunshine without a little rain. Taking my time, I can't afford to waste this. Promise I'm just being patient. All I ask is for your patience.
Stop it. Stop being patient. Stop it. Do you hear this shit? This is fucking amazing art, people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did y'all hear the verse? Did y'all hear the verse? Did y'all hear the verse?
Did y'all hear it?
Did y'all hear it? This girl can
I'm shaking.
she's spitting.
The camera can see I'm shaking.
She's spitting. She can sing. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Let's just be clear that's the first rough master version. So it's not even finished, but I decided to get Drewski a little something.
That was premiere music, and oh my God.
Thanks.
Yo, like it is an honor to have such a talented artist like in my presence once again.
Oh, thank you so much.
Y'all don't understand. I have this thing. Everybody knows it, and if y'all don't know it, you're gonna hear it right now.
Let him clear his throat.
There's this stigma in the city that Vegas artists don't mess with each other, and I'm tired of that.
Tired.
So in that, what I did was I created this platform, and with this season, my philosophy was to have artists bring on other artists that they fuck with. And this was one of the artists that was presented to us for this platform.
I gotta shout out my man for that.
Yo, shout out Giano. Cause good.
Shout out Gennaro. I love you.
Gennaro. I'm sorry I said your name wrong. Gennaro dog. You put this one on the plate, sir, and I am glad. Cause this a porterhouse steak right here. This some filet mignon.
Oh,
on the
he's
plate.
He's gonna love that you said that. Actually,
this is filet mignon on the plate with a nice set of sides, a little baby garlic potatoes, some asparagus. You know what I'm talking about? It filled the whole palate musically.
The garlic potatoes, yes, we love.
It filled like my musical palette.
Thank you. Oh, that means so much.
If everybody knows me, I am not the biggest R&B person. It's not in my playlist.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's not. Because when you hear "You Mean the World to Me,"
you are my everything, yeah.
And you're the only thing that matters. And we're not going to continue to say the rest of the song because I don't want to get sued by that family.
No copyright.
But my mom played a lot of the hurt and pain songs from that era. And so I rebelled. And I quickly became the biggest rap head in my life. So,
of course.
Yeah. I rebelled all the way from it. But then, as I gotten older, it's like, there is some good music out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it all isn't based in like hurt and pain. And
no.
And it's not like that deeply sad and hurtful. Like, Jesus Christ, man, who hurt you and get over it?
No, for real. But also like bring back begging in songs.
Thank you. Bring back like some genuine love.
Yeah. Like standing outside the window, pouring rain, boombox.
Like bring back some Casey and JoJo, You're Everything vibes.
All my life. What?
Like I need you to be like deep in quicksand with your arms out
Please.
in the sun with leather pants on.
No, for real. If you're not drenched in your clothing,
you've been home. I'm telling you. They don't.
Tell him.
It's only been an hour and he is begging for this woman to come back home. We need that back in music.
Get up.
We need that back. I need you to come back, baby. You just went to work, but I'm going to miss you for 7 hours.
They gotta bring back the whole, baby.
Now, baby.
Right?
When you go to work, I can't stand being in the house alone. With
And the ad-libs in the back. Ooh.
We got these kids together.
There's kids.
And I love you. But I need you, baby. I need you.
And I want you.
Oh, man, we need that one right there. And I need you. Want you. I'm telling you, with the repeated bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh.
You ain't stamping the ground. You gotta stamp the ground.
I'm telling you, that was the best time in music.
Yeah.
You need that back. And you're bringing back that essence. I love that. I love that you bring that vibe. But with Patience, it feels like that kind of song. Like, it's not begging per se, but it's
It's
hey,
more
yo,
chill.
just chill with me though.
Yeah,
Just let.
We don't gotta rush into anything.
Let this ride out.
Yeah.
Let's just see where this is gonna go. But this is another one. I think that's another one people can relate to, especially when it comes to relationships. You're getting into a new relationship. You're kind of holding flaws from your old relationship.
Yeah.
This other person's probably holding flaws from their other old relationship.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to get through these things together. You might have a clash every once in a while because it's brand new. And then you play this song. Like, look, check this out. I don't know how to say it, but here.
Right. And that's the type of music that I really like to be making. And is like, if you don't know what to say, obviously, where words fail, music speaks. And I try to make that kind of combined in the things that I write. Because it's like, I'm going through this right now. So, this is still human. I know other
You're
people
still a person.
I know other people that could be going through the same thing right now.
Right.
You know?
Exactly at this moment.
Yeah.
Somebody is going through this exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me help you get through it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let me be your wing woman.
Hey, there you go. Oh, wing woman.
You need me to you need some help trying to express your emotions? Let me be your wing woman.
I got you.
Here's this song for you.
When did you now discovering that you're an artist? You got an EP.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the solo work? Or is this
the solo work actually followed right after that EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have a solo piece of project out.
We have a debut album.
When was that released?
That was released at the top of 2020.
Okay, right before the vid.
Literally right before COVID happened.
Right before the vid, you dropped it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So they had some music to vibe to at least.
Yeah. I think there's 10 tracks on there.
Dope.
All of them are produced by one of my really, really good friends, Santino Cardinelli. He's also a local artist out here, but he's also a producer. And so I came to him one day and I just was we were doing performances at this time around 2018, 2019. And I was like, hey, I know that you're starting to produce a lot more now for your own singles. I was wondering if you would be willing, to do a project. And he was more than willing. And so we worked on the album together. And yeah, released that in January, had a whole release party for it. And it's still out on all available streaming platforms.
There it is, y'all.
Yeah.
So with the new music that we're making right now, is this album number 2 solo for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually want to say that it'll be EP number 2.
Okay.
I think what I'm
EP number 2.
Yeah, I think that's what we're working with right now. Is
Extended
like a side
play.
Yeah, like a side A.
Like
side A.
30 minutes, a little 45-minute dig.
Yeah, just a little something to
something
give people.
Something for the fall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hoping. At least something out by the end of the year. Definitely the last track that I sent you, or this last track, sorry, that we're gonna play, is definitely gonna be the new single.
Okay, bet.
So.
For sure. Can't wait for everybody to get in that. We're gonna get into that later. I got a couple of more questions for this.
Of course. Ask away.
Now, I'm so enamored that I have such a talented,
Thank
soul
you.
and presence
I
dead in
appreciate
front
that.
of me.
It's an honor to be here. I appreciate it.
No, you having you here just tells me that Vegas is producing quality talent, and we are so slept on, y'all.
There's so much hidden talent in Vegas. And it's like, I feel like I'm saying that because I'm born and raised here. But it's like, I know so many talented people. And it's like the only places that you really get to see us are like downtown.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
Who are some of the talented people that just in your career wise, we're not going to get into the special drop of questions that we have for the end of the show that we always do, but like through your career, like who helped you develop your sound? Who helped Jazzy become Jazzy?
So honestly, I really have to give a shout out to a group of friends of mine that I was performing around the city with as a collective for a hot minute before COVID. And it was called Sound City, and it consisted of members of me, another lady singer out here in Vegas, or two of them actually, Sophia Alexis and Tiffany LeMay. And then the guys in the group were Joey Maselli, Santino Cardinelli, who I've mentioned earlier in the interview.
Yep.
And Jay Hype, who is a producer, beatboxer, rapper, writer out here, and he's amazing. We also had Drew Raber, and he has been a Northtown legend for a while. And growing up, like I heard of him in middle school, and I was performing in high school with him.
Oh, wow.
And he's older than me, but he was older than everyone in the group by a few years.
Right.
But that was kind of basically our little family a little bit. We called ourselves a little Sound City Familia. And we were doing a whole bunch of performances, a lot of them at House of Blues at the time.
Dope.
Yeah. And they were just so implementative in how I write and how I run shows sometimes. If I put on my own shows or I invite people out to be a part of my set, like there's ways that I can run a show.
Right.
And that's thanks to the help of them and curating the shows that we made at House of Blues.
Super dope.
Yeah, and we were just consistent.
So this is how you became the eclectic person you are, huh?
Yeah, it's just really my friends. I owe a lot.
You got good
to
friends.
My friends. Yeah.
You got good friends.
And I try to, support as much as possible because it's like they were supportive of me, in a time where it was so, like, beneficial to me as an artist. And I can say that I'm the artist that I am now because of these people in that time frame. And then obviously, like, working with a James. Like, I have to mention the fellas. Like,
Big J's.
Big J's. Yeah, Los, Tabor, and G, and the rest of the guys, like, really helped me to get out of my shell a little bit more in terms of, like, what I could do with my music and doing it live and also, like, just different ways of writing. And then I want to say Dot Wave. If any of y'all know Dot Wave out here, they're an AAPI hip-hop crew of rappers and great creatives, and I've hung around them a lot the past year, 2 years. And they were also some of the people that helped me to be able to come out of my shell with writing verses a whole lot more. And I was just I was inspired by what they were doing and the fact that they were really pushing not only Vegas, but also like Hawaii and like our representation here. It's just great.
Yeah,
so.
because this is like your other island.
Yeah, this is the ninth isle. And so a lot of people from Hawaii come here.
A gang of y'all come here on a regular.
Yep. I'm not ashamed, though.
You go to a restaurant, you ask if they pow, huh? You gonna get good tip.
Yeah. The bago ono.
I'm telling you, you say right there. I'm telling you, those couple of things right there. They're gonna look at you like, oh, this motherfucker know.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice and kind.
I'm telling you, the tip look good.
Indeed. But yeah, they're really inspiring in that sense. So those three groups, I'll say, because I really can't just label it to just one individual. Like,
no, it's all your experiences,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. See, y'all, that how many people she just shouted out in the city. That's a lot. That's one person that messed with a lot of people.
Yeah. I just love to support, like local artists, and I love supporting really, really good music. And so when I have homies that make really, really good music and I believe in them, like I'll learn from them. I'll take notes from them. I'll go support them, anything really. Because it's like, this is good vibes and this is what we need type.
I'm telling you, and we about to get into this last bit of new music here.
Yes.
My homies that make good music.
# bring back good music.
Bring back dope music.
Hey.
And this one's called Crave.
Oh, we played
Did
Crave.
we play Crave?
Yeah.
No, I think we just played Patient.
Yes, we did.
Oh, War.
Yeah, there
War.
it is.
There it is. Okay.
Hey.
So, real quick, small short story about War.
Shortest story. I wrote this about my man.
Ooh, okay.
And yeah, I wrote it pretty quickly. Shout out to Maxie, who's on the production on this track.
Sweet.
And yeah, this is actually going to be, I think, the next single that I release. And this is the newest mix that I just got. It's not finalized and nothing like that.
New music.
But still an unreleased drop for y'all.
New music. Premiere music on the Growing With Drewski Podcast. What we doing? Playing War.
Hey.
That's what we getting into. Ugh. You can already tell by this beat is about to be.
A little nasty, right?
Yeah. Huh.
Feeling overconfident, not tripping over what I can't change. Over what I'm wanting, no. Settling for less, so I know I don't need to try. Insecurity to the side. Been patient all my life. He gon' make me lose my mind tonight. I think I go to war for ya. Make me take that bullet for you. I feel it in my soul. I'm for ya. I'ma go to war. I'ma go to war. Think I go to war for ya. Make me take that bullet for you. I feel it in my soul. I'm for ya. I'ma go to war. I'ma go to war.
We're not going to give you all that. We're not going to give you all that. That was the teaser.
Just a little
Just a little
thing.
bit. Just a little bit. That's going to be a slap. Though.
Thank you.
We heard this a little earlier, and that's going to be a slap.
Thank you.
This is going to be some.
Thank you. I'm so excited. It's being received really well, like when I perform it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can already tell that this is
Yeah, and
it's got energy behind it with the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it sounds like it's very strong vocally.
Thank you.
This sounds like you got
It's a very different take than Crave or Patient. I feel like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, those were a little bit softer. Mm-hmm. This is
This one's more like a.
I'm gonna say it with my chest.
Oh yeah, really.
Yeah.
And I think that's the great part about it, because that's another like risk that I was willing to take on writing. I was like, I don't have a track like this. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like,
this is something new, experimental.
right? Yeah. Very, very I'm in a very experimental state now. That's like, yeah, I'm still a perfectionist, but it's like, no, we can mix things up. Let it loose a little bit.
Nah, you did your thing on this one.
Thank
You did your thing on this one. You guys, we have to end this as of right now. I know this is actually you are the longest interview recording that we have that will be posted.
I'm so sorry.
Like straight through. No, full of great vibes, awesome conversation. I have one question for you though.
Yes. Oh, is this the question?
This is the question. I need you to go through that brain of yours.
Oh, I'm fine.
And I need you to pick 3 special individuals that you feel would have the greatest time on the Growing With Drewski podcast.
Well, I want to say I don't know if you can fit a whole crew in here, but Dot Wave.
Dot Wave.
I got to shout out my fellas. Yeah, they have been on a roll recently. And I feel like, you know, they have a lot to be speaking on in terms of like their experience, because they have been just the whole plethora of years of experience in performing on multiple different stages. And so I feel like their experience, they would love to come in and talk a little bit more.
Super dope.
Especially coming back after Rhymefest LA. And
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, they were the first AAPI hip hop group to go.
Dope.
Yeah, so
Super
I feel
dope.
like they would have a fun time with that.
Dot Wave.
Shout out Dot Wave.
You are welcome to the Growing With Drewski podcast. Anytime you guys want to pull up.
Choo-hoo.
We got 2 more.
Yes, 2. I want to say, honestly,
Dude, I'm making it hard for her. right now.
you're making it like so hard for me.
She's trying to like be like PC and like supportive to everybody. but,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
This
There's
is-
so many people. There's so
I
much
just-
talent out here.
I just love supporting people and good music. We're gonna do. We'll say Santino Cardinelli. I've already mentioned him in the interview, but I really feel like he has a lot to add to the.
Santino has
conversation.
been very beneficial
Yeah.
to your development because you
course.
mentioned him a few times in
Yeah.
this episode.
Tino and Joey are really like I guess you could also bring them in as a duo, because Tina produces for Joey.
Oh, snap.
And so they are really like a powerhouse duo in their own right. They do a lot of performances together.
Dope.
So yeah, I guess we can have them as a duo. Joey Maselli and Santino Cardinelli.
I'm gonna give. You know what? I'm gonna count that as a 1 because you said they're
okay.
a powerhouse duo, which means they like a back and forth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
They're both solo artists and they do the thing together.
ooh. So I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna go
Okay.
one more.
Okay.
One more.
One more for sure. I gotta shout out, my ladies. My homegirl Tiffany LeMay. She has been doing so much out here. She's such a powerhouse vocalist. And if you guys ever have wanted to, I've heard people say that they wanted to sound the way that I sound, but truthfully, like if there were anybody that I wanted to sound like, if it wasn't me, it would be Tiffany LeMay. Like, she's very neo soul, very R&B, but she also like can ride a whole bunch of like hip hop beats. And she is also a radio personality, on-air personality. Does a lot of networking out in the community for Vegas, and also puts out her own events now, currently.
Super dope.
Yeah, so
I would love to network with
she
her
would
and
have a
have
whole
her on
lot
the
of
platform.
experience. Yeah,
Super dope.
a whole bunch of background that I wish I could get into, but you got to bring her in for yourself.
Hey, we have the perfect platform for her here. Thank you so much, Jazzy, for
Thank
being
you,
on.
Drew, for having me.
Like, you're a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
You create
Appreciate that.
beautiful music.
Thanks.
You had me in here jamming.
Thanks. I'm really glad y'all are really fucking
So-
with the music.
Like, I can't wait for everybody else to hear it. And people who haven't heard your music, it's on all DSPs.
Yes,
Please go find her music
indeed.
and listen, enjoy who she is as an artist, and listen to her growth, listen to her story, listen to her journey, because she's going to keep dropping.
Yeah, we
She's
don't
gonna
stop
keep
around
dropping.
here. We don't stop around here.
Tell them where you can find them.
You can find me on all social media platforms, JAZZYCADIENTE, Jazzy Caldente. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, everything under that name. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your host with the most. It's your boy, Big Drewski, and welcome to another edition of the Growing With Drewski Podcast. Thank you for listening, because y'all could have been doing anything for the past hour and a half, but y'all decided to listen to some great music and some great conversation. Make sure you're following us at Drewski Media on all platforms that stream, and like, share, subscribe. Make sure you tell all your homies, because your name could be shouted out on any one of these episodes by your homies. So,
We put in good words for y'all over here on
hey
the
man,
Growing
we
With
trying to
Drewski
bring it to the
podcast.
community. We're trying to bring the community together with this.
Yes.
Jazzy, thank you so much.
Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you. And we are out.
Bye.